President Obama today celebrated what he called his steady, persistent leadership in achieving gains on a variety of issues, from the just-passed budget to climate change to reopening ties with Cuba. But on the issues that concern Americans most right now, national security and terrorism, new polls find his leadership lacking amid a series of ISIS-inspired terror attacks over the past several weeks. Chief Washington correspondent James Rosen was at the White House for the president's annual year-end news conference.
Capping his 7th year in office, President Obama vowed again that the U.S. and its allies will destroy ISIS, but not without the terror group, also known as ISIL, claiming more innocent lives.
ISIL's capacity both to infiltrate Western countries with people who've traveled to Syria or traveled to Iraq, and the savviness of their social media will continue to make them dangerous for quite some time.
The White House disclosed that on his way to Hawaii for Christmas vacation, Mr. Obama will stop in San Bernardino to meet with family members of those killed in the terrorist attack there on December 2nd. Authorities say a husband and wife team who claimed inspiration from ISIS and who had posted messages on social media declaring their commitment to jihad shot and killed at least 14 people. The president said his team will meet with high-tech firms to improve monitoring of social media, even as he made clear some communications will always elude surveillance.
No government is going to have the capacity to read every single person's text or emails or social media. I mean, keep in mind it was only a couple of years ago where we were having a major debate about whether the government was becoming too much like Big Brother.
Fox News polls conducted this week find Mr. Obama's dismal job ratings unchanged from a year ago. 43% of registered voters approve of his job performance, 51% disapprove. Only 33% approve of his handling of ISIS, with 58% disapproving, the highest measure of dissatisfaction on that count in a year. Indeed, only 39% say the president is prepared to do whatever it takes to defeat Islamic terrorists. 58% say they don't believe he is, up 5 points from May.
My thoughts is that we're lurching again for the snooze button. We're going to send, again, dribbling small amounts of assistance into the region when ISIS is constantly growing.
The White House claims ISIS has lost 40% of the populated areas it controlled in Iraq and is also losing territory in Syria. But also challenging the effectiveness of the commander-in-chief in the fight against ISIS is his former defense secretary, Chuck Hagel, who told ForeignPolicy.com that Americans standing with allies around the globe suffered when the president backed off from enforcing his red line on Syria's use of chemical weapons. A president's word is a big thing, Hagel said, adding, "There's no question in my mind that it hurt the credibility of the president's word when this occurred." Hagel also recalled struggling to focus his boss on the dangers posed by ISIS, saying, quote, "I knew we were up against something here that we had never seen before, and in many ways we were not prepared for it."
All of these secretaries have been marginalized by the policymakers in the White House, and I think, even to include Secretary Gates, I think he would have stayed longer if he was listened to, and also if he was not micromanaged and undermined by the staff in the White House.
President Obama also vowed to continue emptying out the terrorist detention facility at Guantanamo Bay by transferring the suspected terrorists incarcerated there to other countries. Finally, the president also spoke by telephone today with the president of Turkey, Recep Erdogan, looking to diffuse tension between that country and Iraq. Bret.
James Rosen live on the North Lawn. James, thank you.